What's up?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How you say that? Kai? Is that how you say that?
Yes,
Kai.
sir.
Yeah. Is it Kai or Kai?
Kai, just Kai.
Okay.
So you guys were talking about economics and how inflation raises, and then you were talking about how companies are making record profits.
We were talking specifically about oil companies, but yeah.
Okay. Can I just ask you guys a simple math question before we
Sure.
continue this conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. So 365 times 4,000. Do you guys know the answer?
No. What's the answer?
Okay. It's 1.46 million.
Okay.
All right. So if you guys want to talk about the economy, I want you guys to know how to do simple math before you have any type of opinion on what numbers and inflation rates you're talking about.
Do you think that was math?
Federal Reserve has a 2% target on inflation?
Yeah, they believe that's where optimal growth is.
That's where optimal lies are made. Okay. Optimal growth is a complete scam. So when you guys talk about
asked me what they said, right? You said why do they do this? Because they believe growth is.
Your opinion is that it's a scam.
I want to go back. What is your first? Why did you think I would know the answer to 365 times 4,000 off the top of my head?
Because it's simple math, man. It's not rocket science, right?
Okay.
Like if you
can you
That's
explain
also subjective.
All right,
Stop.
cool. So
like, move past your
it's fine.
opinions.
I'm good. Ask you a
Kai, no, I'm glad. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here because now I want you.
Right?
Now I just want you to.
You guys are doing large quantitative analysis.
Great. Shut up. Now that you're here, I'd like to ask you a question. Can you explain to me then, Kai, since the other guy wasn't able to, how injecting money into the economy via stimulus caused companies to raise prices while they also had record profits? Can you explain that? And you can unmute now. There you go.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Just like investors want a quarterly return and quarterly earnings, when inflation rises, they also want to beat the market demand for inflation. So they need more money to make. If you're a profitable company and inflation's going up, if you want better quarterly earnings, you also have to make more money so you can gain money for your investors. It's not a rocket science. I think he did a perfect explanation.
We agree.
I think he did a perfect explanation with supply and demand.
We
and
agree,
your rebuttal
Kai.
was,
why are you still talking?
Not everything is about supply and demand.
All right, well, I guess I got to mute you again. Your inability to have a conversation is remarkable. We agree on that. But do corporations have to have record profits?
In a capitalistic society? Yeah, dude.
Why?
I just explained why.
No, you didn't. You explained how. You didn't explain why. I'm asking why. Not that they don't do that.
RTP talks. Let's be communist, brother. Let's be communist here.
You're in a socialist country.
You're
in Canada talking to us about our economy. Like I love when Canadians come and talk about American crony capitalism.
I'd like you to. No, we're not. Be quiet. God damn, dude. I would like you to explain to me how it's the government's fault that corporations are greedy.
It's the government's fault because what? Corporations?
Yeah, because the last guest was claiming that it was Joe Biden's fault that the corporations are greedy and they raise prices despite record profits.
Well,
even that on Joe Biden
and tax corporations.
Do you think that was Joe Biden's fault?
I'd have the complete opposite perspective. I think the government.
Then what are you getting mad at me for?
Listen, bro, you can't have a conversation.
What are you getting mad at me for then?
If I could mute you, I would, because you keep on talking over me.
Well, but nobody cares what you have to say, so that's why you can't mute me.
Okay, no, it's fine.
But wait, no, let's stay on subject, brother. This is not your opportunity to come in and take over. Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
Because you came in, you called us.
Me a question.
You called us stupid, and you agree with us. So
I didn't call you stupid.
You said we can't talk about economics without doing simple math. But we were right, weren't we?
Pardon?
But we were right, weren't we? So what were we wrong about?
You just agreed with me. I answered your question.
And the other guy didn't agree with us, dummy.
Pardon?
So why are you coming in saying that we're wrong when you agree with us?
You're talking about, okay, let's tone it down. Let's tone it down for a second.
Well, I'll tone it down when you stop interrupting. How about that? When you stop interrupting and trying to change the subject, I'll tone it down. How about that?
Well, I was going to answer your question on when you said where corporations are greedy and why does the government make corporations greedy? Because the government is greedy inherently with taxation.
How does that make corporations greedy?
Because even if you're an employee and you're working and you're getting taxed, so the money you're earning...
Employees don't. We're talking about corporations, not employees. How does the government being greedy...
It's the same business model. If you're trading hours for money or you're selling...
No.
Excuse me? It's the same business model?
You're making money.
So when
you yourself
as an
is all- you yourself-
employee, when when the government injects money into the economy, as an employee, can you then choose to have record profits and raise the price of goods?
if you're
As
selling a product,
as an
if
employee,
you're-
As an employee.
Okay, you guys keep on. You're changing the subject. I
No,
brought
that's
up.
what you said,
You are
sweetheart.
a corporation.
You came
my
on here
friend.
acting like
When
you knew what
get
you were
paid
talking
As
about.
an employee, you are a corporation in itself. That's why I brought
What?
up.
No, you're not. What
My
the fuck are
God,
you talking
you
about?
are
No,
delusional.
a
I'm
corporation.
delusional.
No,
I'm deluded. Yes,
you are
yes,
a
ma'am.
W-2 employee. You're not a corporation
It's a
employee.
tax structure.
This is the
sir.
guy that called me dumb, right here.
Yes,
This
brother.
is the guy
yes,
that showed
brother.
up and said we
I'm
were
wrong.
dumb.
I'm wrong. I don't think
Yeah,
you're
nobody
understanding what
agrees
I'm
with
saying.
that. That's one of the dumbest things I've heard today.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying.
Well, that's
Makes
good. Well,
me miss
okay.
Canadian Tyler.
Explain to us then how employees are corporations.
Okay, I don't know how it is in America, but when you get a social insurance number and you're a Canadian citizen, your name is a corporation in itself. Agreed?
I have no idea. That sounds wrong.
We
It
don't live
is.
in Canada.
It's not wrong.
or-
It is
we
what
don't
it
live
is.
in
What
a-
would your source be for that?
Source, I'm not pulling up Wikipedia, brother. It just is what it
Well,
is.
I wouldn't
This
use
is-
Wikipedia for this either. I would probably go to a government webpage. You guys have internet up there?
Pardon? So when you have a kid,
You're saying in
I
Canada,
register
when
it,
you're a corporation.
giving the kid a social insurance number. You understand?
Yeah, well, I'm on your guys' website now, and it's talking specifically about how to file as a corporation created under the Canada Business Corporations Act. And it says they are required to file individuals or information on their individuals with significant control with Corporations Canada. So that would just be anybody in your corporation with significant control, which would not include employees.
He's saying, I think he's talking about how in America
You
we have
guys are
social
going way
security
off
numbers,
topic.
and he's saying the social security number is a corporation. That'd be what
Felice.
he's implying.
Felice, let's go back to the topic. How does corporations being greedy, how does that correlate with the government?
No, that wasn't the question. The question
was the
is how
question?
how are corporations raising prices while having record profits the fault of the government? Specifically Joe Biden, which was his claim.
I would say Louis Vuitton bags are expensive.
And that
right?
would be,
They correlate
I would
with
say
the
that's not
government? No.
related. What are you
Does
talking
that
about?
correlate with the government? No.
No, okay, great. So you agree with me again.
Yes, but now when we're talking about when the moving company gives out quotes, why they as a company want
Moving
to stay
company
competitive.
now?
Moving companies are
charge
not
higher
making record
prices.
profits because people aren't moving right now. So that's a bad example.
During COVID, they were
Interest
But
rate.
right now,
Moving
we're talking about
companies are
now.
suffering. The Fed is holding interest rates high. People are not moving.
Okay, Felice, I don't even know what you guys are on about.
Yeah,
My
we know,
example
we know.
was when you want to be competitive in a service market, you're going to have to charge more when cost of goods go up across the board.
Okay, but
for
if
your
you make
quotes that you
record
give out.
profits, but if you are making record profits, doesn't that mean that you could be charging less?
So that's perfect. Amazon did
Thank
this
you.
with diapers, right? They came out, they operate in
Yeah,
debt,
grocery stores are
and
doing
they
now.
undercut their competition.
Perfect. You're explaining perfectly to me why this is not the fault of Joe Biden. Thank you for that. I
corporate greed.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
I appreciate you
now
thinking
I
we
have
were
a
scared
question.
of you in the comments. You chirped forever that we're afraid
Well,
of you. Now
my-
you're just coming up and confirming everything we say. I appreciate that.
No, I just asked
Honestly,
you about
Low. If you're still here, you did way better than this man.
Okay, so I just asked you guys about simple economics, and economics, quantitative analysis on any subject is a very difficult, intricate process. So
What's
for us to have any,
285,000 times 300?
what'd you say?
What's 285,000 times
Well, let me pull
300?
my calculator.
Yeah, let me pull up my calculator.
Now it's not simple
He
math.
doesn't know. He
Now
doesn't
it's not
know
simple math?
and he wants to talk about the economy.
God,
with math.
dude, you
No, I'm
suck
just
at
joking.
this.
I'm
You
joking,
suck
guys.
at this.
I'm joking.
You
It's
I
85
thought,
million,
honestly,
500,000.
I know you just did it on your
No,
calculator.
no,
but
I didn't. I'm
honestly,
still on
I thought
TikTok.
you were
I'm
like
still on
somebody who
TikTok.
just was
It's
good at
85
math.
million, 500,000.
Yeah,
I was joking.
took a while.
Because you guys
Took
can't
a
do
while.
simple math.
You said, "Let me get my calculator."
Yes, as a joke, my friend.
Oh,
That's a
you-
simple
that's-
85,000 times
it was a
300,
joke.
man. That's
Yeah, it was a
85,500,000.
Sure it was,
Brother.
Yeah, all right. Anything else you want to be wrong about before we
No,
call it a day?
let's go back to politics because this is what you guys are talking about. I wanted
Yeah.
to say that even me as a young man, I am not qualified to talk about the macroeconomics of every country. and how it implicates American governments and how prices increase. This is a very complex topic. So for you guys
it's not that complex.
It's super complex.
I took macroeconomics and I got an A. I'm sorry if you struggled through it.
Yes, if you know how to reiterate what your teachers told you, congratulations. Now, do you guys think
what you're talking about has anything to do with discussing the economy?
You said 425,000 times 350.
400 and what?
20. Oh, can you put your camera up and so that we can see that you're not using a calculator?
Unfortunately, I don't have the 1,000 followers.
Gotcha. Yeah. Anyways,
what was the question, brother?
It doesn't matter. Kai, one last chance. One last chance here for you. If you have record profits, does that mean you could have charged less?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, you
Appreciate
can,
it.
but
So
you shouldn't.
Right?
I have a question for you guys, though, and I'm going to take off after this.
Well, there's a cool story in this country about Arizona iced tea. They sell iced tea for 99 cents. Nobody else does. And the owner of Arizona iced tea was asked, like, why don't you raise your price? You could get more for it. And he said, I don't need to. Like, we're doing fine. We make plenty of money. And I don't want people to have to pay more for goods if I don't need them to. So, no, I disagree. I think that you cucking for corporations is silly. The corporations could charge less and people would have more money in their pocket. But what they've done is they've cucked people like you into believing that this is somehow the fault of the government. Like, them keeping all the profits is somehow the fault of the government. And also that the government should not be able to tax them and reclaim some of that money and redistribute it when they cut a deal with us saying, hey, if you stop taxing us so much, we promise this will trickle down. That's how they got low tax rates. And guess what? It's not working. So now our only lever as people in this country to make the system more fair is to use the one thing we have, which is our government. The only thing we can do to stand up to corporations is use the power of the government to reclaim that that money and make a system more fair. But you're just like, no, what you should do is you should sit back, perhaps just bend over a chair and continue to get ramrodded by corporations because that's cool.
I think you should make more money and be all improvement. So any type of inflation or Louis Vuitton bag isn't a takeaway from your economic growth. As
that was really cool how you didn't address what I said.
Don't bring up luxury
goods. I did address what you said. And you know what? If I owned Arizona, I wouldn't be charging 99 cents for Arizona.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't.
Simple as that.
Yeah, because you're greedy.
But no, because yesterday isn't today's price, my friend.
Greedy. Sometimes, yes. Hey, guess what? Sometimes yesterday's price is today's price.
It might even be lower.
In the case of Arizona iced tea, a decade ago the price was 99 cents. So sometimes it is. You just keep saying things like you guys act like capitalism and these corporations that they operate within a set of rules. Their only goal is to extract as much money as they possibly can out of the economy and keep it for themselves. That's their only goal. In what other scenario would you give control to somebody who just wants to extract everything out and leave it to die?
Is that a bad thing?
Yes, it's horrific.
It is.
You guys, man. So
you guys, well, good argument, Mr. Economics. You guys,
your family. Wouldn't the goal be to accumulate as much wealth as possible? So
no, that's not my goal.
It's not the goal.
It's not either of our goals, to be clear.
What is your goal? Are you going to be a Warren Buffett and give it all to charity?
No, I probably won't ever have that much money.
But yeah, the amassing of billions of dollars of wealth is criminal.
Criminal. Do you understand that for me to amass billions of dollars,
you're not smart.
You're not going to amass anything.
You
don't need to worry about it.
Yes, Felice. Yes. But I have a question for you guys.
I do have some rich friends in Canada. They're doing really well. They made a bunch of money off you. They own like half of Canada. They're doing well.
Yeah, and good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, it works. We've got like
services.
I have a friend who literally will never work a day in his life. Ever. Never will work a day in his life. He's worth billions. Yeah. Just under $1 billion. Never gonna have to work.
Him to get back.
He was just born. Yeah. You ever heard of Shaw Cable?
Family. That's
have you heard of Shaw? Yeah, you know the Shaws, right? You know the Shaws, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. None of their kids ever have to work.
Is that a
good
terrible
system?
thing?
That's a good system. You just wake and first of all, their family remarkable
Sounds lazy.
people.
Why don't
Great
they'd have to
people.
pull themselves up by their bootstraps? Sounds pretty lazy. to
Why
me.
do you
He's
want
one of the
everybody to
best
be
people.
in
He's one of the best
economic
people I
disparity
know.
where they don't have
But
enough
he
money
didn't
to
do
feed
anything
themselves?
to earn that.
No,
So
some
you
people get
guys will
lucky.
sit
Some
there.
people
You
win the
guys will
lottery.
blast. You guys will blast poor people all day long, or people who maybe get like welfare, and that's bad, right? People that get things for free, that's bad. Unless you got it for free because you were born, and in which case, if you got something handed to you because you were born, W capitalism.
So
Like you just don't like poor people, which is crazy. And there's a clip going around the internet. It's the smartest thing I've ever seen. It's a guy that just says, how have a bunch of rich people with all the money convinced you that the poor people with none of the money are the reason that you, another poor person with no money, has no money?
The irony.
could you say that one more time? Why is the poor person
How have we been convinced that poor people are the problem? That it's not the rich people who have all the money, it's poor people's fault for not having the money. Not because the system is set up, and you've illustrated this yourself. Most people try and keep as much wealth as they can. We have a system that incentivizes the wrong behavior.
So what behavior what's a better system, do you think?
Well, we had a better system before when we had higher taxes, and we forced corporations to either pay the government more of their money in taxes or pay their employees more money. And what did they choose to do? Pay their employees more money. And that's why you could be a janitor, you could be a gas station attendant, you could be a restaurant owner, you could be a school teacher, and you could have one income and you could support a family, and you got a pension, and you got a retirement. All of those things we could have if we just forced corporations to do the right thing. That's all you have to do. You just have to tell them, hey, you don't have to give that money to us, but you can't just keep it all. You've got to redistribute it. It's the deal they made. That was the deal they made with Reagan, is we promise we'll trickle this down. They're not living up to their end of the bargain, and here you are going, yeah, good, man. Let the billionaires own everything.
I believe in a free market, my friend.
No, there is no free market, Kai. There's too much wealth disparity. No, there's not. There's too much wealth disparity. If there was such thing as a free market, we would have seen it by now. We have crony capitalism. As a fact, America's classified as an oligarchy, I believe, by some Harvard studies. There's no free market. Stop saying that. That's what billionaires say over and over and over to people like you, and you just
You know why?
it.
Because the same government you're advocating for, because we do live in a free market, can be lobbied by the same corporations, my friend.
There we go.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
So this free market you're talking about, you're advocating for more crony capitalism.
No, we're arguing.
More government control.
Because what we're arguing for also is to get money out of politics. Elon Musk can do something none of us can. He can spend $45 million a month to influence the election. He can buy a social media company and promote only like conspiracy theories, right? He can do all these things because of the amount of money that he has. And yes, it is true that this billionaire class influences politics. They just bought a vice president. They literally just bought a vice president right in front. Nobody denies it. They are a vice presidential candidate. Sorry, they just bought a candidate. You and I, well, you can't do it because you don't live here, but the rest of us can't do that. So we need money out, but they're the ones that are the problem. Why are you blaming the people that they're paying and not them? Why are they not the problem?
Corruption is the money.
Is the problem.
I know, and I'm asking you why.
The money.
Why are the people that are paying the government not also the problem?
Well, that's what you're advocating for. Because
why are the people who are paying the government not also the problem?
I'm going to answer your question. So as much as Felice believes we don't live in a free market.
No, that's not answering my question. You can't say you're going to answer my question and then not answer it. Why do you not think that the people paying the government are also the problem?
The individuals who lobby governments are the issue.
Great.
They're not. No, I'm saying
the corporations lobby. Are you trying to say that if a corporation lobbies them, that's not a problem?
A corporation or individual, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Okay, great.
These guys are up for sale.
We agree. So the only solution, there's two solutions here. The first thing you need to do is you need to get money out of politics. The second thing you need to do is not have a system where people can accumulate so much wealth that they can control the government.
Well, what you should do is make sure all these votes are on a blockchain ledger where they can all be classified.
No, not yet.
And each
Sorry, I have to mute
electee.
you. Sorry. We're out of time, and you refuse to answer questions.
I'm
this is a
answering.
pivot to blockchain, and you're going to talk about
Yeah,
You
we got a
evolution.
crypto
Kai, you
guy
did
in here.
great. I'm just going to tell you, you did really great. You were crying in the comments for I don't know how long. You waited and guessed forever. I thought about being a dick and not letting you up at all, but here you go. So you got to come up and show your entire ass. So have a good rest of your day.
Bye, Kai.
Take it easy,
Can I
guys.
just
Thanks for
quickly
having me
recommend
on.
a book? Hi, this is for you too. If you guys, I was gonna do a whole thing on this, but if you want to read a book, it's called The End of Reality by Jonathan Taplin. How 4 billionaires are selling out the future. Like this book, if you want to understand how our government
The end of what?
The End of Reality, how
End of
4
reality.
billionaires are selling out our future. If you want to understand how billionaires are buying our government piece by piece and what they're doing as far as especially tech billionaires, like this is the best book you could read.
Hey, Jen, are you just here for the raid, or do you have other announcements?
No, so YouTube. So Kai, if you want to go back and watch you getting yourself getting wrecked, you can go to our YouTube, RTP Talks. If you want anyone else too, the other guy before that was wrong too. I can't remember his name. Jen is always spicy. I don't know if you guys.
This is tame. This is tame.
Yeah, I'm always spicy.
Never heard you so happy and cheerful. This is.
I got to say mean things. You know I enjoy that.
I know.